Hello, it's I Bring It Every Day, and it's Food Fridays, and I'm Kelly. Hey!
Hello.
I'm like, okay. Oh, it's one of those days.
Yep.
But anyway, let me say hello to the people. And thank you so much for coming. We appreciate you. All right, so I saw Eric. Eric Weaver, hey! Good to see you. Let me show you on the screen. Hey, how are you doing? We're doing great. We have Joie, Squirrel Way, thank you. I can't even talk. I'm like,
Yeah, Michelle and VJ's in the house.
yay! Thank you. I need some help.
Yeah.
Squirrel Raid! Woohoo!
Yeah.
Thank you so much, VJ. Good to see you. And we got Miss Nana Michelle. Uh-oh.
And we got King Morgan saying happy holidays.
Oh, thank you so much, King Morgan. Good to see you. Put you in there. Hey.
Hello.
All right. Well, today was a long day, and we ended up eating like lunch, an hour ago?
Probably. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, God bless you. Thank you so much, Eric. Good to see you. Welcome in. Well, today is the what do we want to call it? We want to call it the
The year in review.
thank you.
All of the cooking we've done.
I'm really having a hard time. So sorry about the giggles. I'm like, bah! But anyway, so the evil plan for today was we just wanted to go over a little bit about what we did last year, and we started this in, I want to say it was October of 2022, and then so we've been here a year and a little bit, and just wanted to go over and just talk a little bit about how we've evolved and how you guys have really come along with us and helped us along the process. Because oh yeah, there's Soila. Good to see you. When we started with um, desserts,
Yeah. The not healthy
which
stuff.
which is really bad. I mean, it's great, but it's bad. You know how it is. And so I just wanted to then we evolved from the desserts to more healthy eating. And I'm not even sure like what happened. Like, what do you remember?
Well, I just started off doing something like,
Yeah.
mostly everybody is working parents. You want to come home and the
Yeah.
kid. It's a Friday. You want a snack or a dessert, and
Right.
try to make something simple, something easy to kind of quell
Yes.
the madness of the kids, if
Yes.
that's what you deal with, or
Yeah.
you want something that's quick and easy. And then
Mm-hmm.
notice a lot of the sugar we were putting in there, or all the recipes. I was like, good God, man,
Well,
super
yeah.
diabetes is on the
We were
horizon.
really working on the diabetes, which is
Yeah,
terrible. I
'cause-
know. I know.
but
So,
then
yeah,
yeah, but
right.
then going into
Yeah.
2022 was the idea of like we should cook a lot healthier, and
Yeah.
as we get older, our bodies are gonna
Mm,
start telling us like you kind of messed up, you're getting older,
yes.
change things before it's too late.
Before it's too late.
Because
That's
a lot
right.
of people just like they couldn't break their habits, and
Mm-hmm.
you know getting injections or taking a lot of meds.
Yeah.
And if you can mitigate some of that, some of it's genetics,
Yeah.
and you can't really
Right.
do anything about that, but the things you can change, the things you
Mm-hmm.
can control, that's what you want to work on. And that's what we try to do, at least with the cooking aspects of it.
Right. Yeah. That's very good. No, that was awesome. And the other thing is, and we were sort of, so we moved from the city to the country, and then got exposed to more fresher food choices, which we had never done before.
Yep.
And we all started like inhaling vegetables, which I still can't believe that actually happened, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. People were actually asking for vegetables at Thanksgiving dinner. So that's really crazy that people, were asking for vegetables. Oh, there's Tim. Hey, hello. Good to see you. So that's the crazy thing that we sort of learned sort of by osmosis. It was just by pure luck.
Hmm.
I went to a farmer's market, and our flea market is a farmer's market, and it
Hmm.
comes once a week. Oh, hey Don, good to see you. Don people. And the thing that really kicked it off for me was they had a little bit of some of the food vendors there sold to institutional entities, and they had this 5-pound bag of green beans. I'll just never forget it. And I bought or maybe it was 2.5 pounds. Well, whatever it was a bag that was, bigger than my head, about this wide, and it was huge. It was heavy. And I remember taking it home, and I said, well, there's no way we're going to eat these pounds and pounds of green beans, because there were only four of us, right? And so we went to so finally what I did was I cooked some, and then I stuck some in the freezer, and I just kept pulling them out as time went on, and then we finished them, but they were really, really good. And that's when I said, oh, we got to eat more vegetables. Like we've been really messing around eating a lot of garbage. But oh, anyway, good. Oh, thanks for coming in, Dawn. We appreciate it. So the thing that's crazy is, originally what we started was we started doing bananas Foster, because that's something that I think a lot of people weren't aware that you could actually do for a dessert that's really, really easy.
Mm-hmm.
And I would definitely tweak that recipe. And if you go back, to October of 2022, we made bananas Foster.
Yeah.
And I don't know if any of you guys here are familiar with what bananas Foster is, but I had it on a cruise one time. I think that's where I had it the first time. Or it might have even been from the watching the Food Network, because I had a daughter that was really into the Food Network. And I want to say it might have been Emeril Lagasse. Yeah. It might have been him. Yeah, I think it was actually. Yeah. Of course. Because Emeril is a good eater. He eats a lot. But anyway, oh, hi, JHK Reborn. Good to see you. Merry Christmas. And so anyway, but the bottom, yeah. So bananas Foster. Okay, Tim's asking. Good. And there's Lydia. Oh, welcome in. So, oops, here we go. There's Lydia. Thanks, Lydia, for coming in. So bananas Foster basically is, they take a banana, and you want to get the ripest, grossest banana you have. If it's black, that's the best. That's the best to use. And what you do is you chop it into thin slices, and you cook it in like a pound of butter. So you stir fry it in butter, and they put brown sugar, yep, and I think cinnamon and nutmeg, and it takes like 3 seconds to cook. But the problem is you use a lot of sugar, right? A lot of brown sugar and a lot of butter, and it tastes delicious. And then what they do at the very end of it, once it, you don't want to cook them too harsh. You just want to cook them so it softens them up a little bit. Mm-hmm. But then what you do is you flambe it. So they take, I think it's rum. Yep. They take rum, yep, dose it in there, light a match, and the whole thing goes up on fire. Yes, sauteed bananas. Yep, that's what it is. But it's in a ton of sugar. But it's delicious. And so I made it for my kids. My kids were like, maybe, I don't know, how old were they? Maybe 10. They were probably 10, 11. 10, 11. They were really young, and they were like, ooh, bananas. And then they were, now I didn't put the rum in there. Yeah. We didn't do the rum. Did the virgin. I think did we? Yeah, I don't know what we did. What I did. I think I faked it. I don't know how we didn't catch it on fire. No, we didn't. We didn't do the whole fire thing. But when I did it on my channel, we did do the fire. So the fire is kind of exciting. And when they do it, I forget how they do it in the chefs. When they do it, the fire just goes, and it's crazy. But it's a pretty cool visual. Yes, and then you serve it over vanilla ice cream. That's right, yes. BJ. Delicious. Which is all, So anyway, so that's why we really started out on a crazy note, and that's why we sort of tried to turn everybody onto cooker things. But the thing about it is, you can do that for now the holidays are here, and if you have some gross bananas or really, really ripe bananas, you can actually do that. You could actually do the bananas Foster. Maybe do it with a little less of the brown sugar and the butter. But it's delicious, and give it a try. It's pretty cool. Yeah.
But there was the rub of, you got a healthy meal, and then
you kill it.
You kill it with with the super sugars.
Yeah, which So then we were like, okay, we got to do a little better. Yeah. And okay. What channel is that? Okay, I have to find out who that is. What's that? He said he was fine. He was on the wrong channel. Oh, you feel broken now from listening. I know, isn't that terrible? Yeah, this is very interesting. Like YouTube, have you noticed that like when people have bad behavior, it seems to get out there? Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. But anyway, I digress. So anyway, so we started with the bananas Foster, but anyway, so over the year, and I just want to just like go over a little bit what we talked about. So we talked about let me put my banner. I always forget my banner. I always do this. I always put this one first. This is my first banner, and I always go, yeah, be kind and considerate, take care of yourself, and eat well for life. That's the first thing that I like to talk about. And I just sort of always have that going, um, on the cooking show. But now I just added this new one today, and this is sort of the theme of what we've sort of gone from through the course of the year. And this is buy fresh, buy local, cook clean,
Yep.
and or grow your own if you can. Now we haven't gotten to the grow your own because we had the worst garden ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a lot of shale in our yard, so it's terrible. We have to really clean out a section or do raised beds or do something. But our soil is really bad. So our growing did not do well this year. We tried some herbs and things like that because we use a lot of garlic. We use a lot of oregano, basil, and some peppers, some hot peppers and some sweet peppers. But that's kind of what we do. But that's sort of where we are. And so we tried to get over the course of the year people thinking more about buying as fresh as you can. Now, fresh is really tricky because, a lot of us buy from these big box stores. And at least I'm trying not to buy from the big box stores, but they're around every corner. So at some point you're going to find yourself in these big box stores. And the last time we went into this store, we looked at the produce, and the produce just looked so old and beaten down. Like the produce had been there for weeks. And I'm just like, they had a little bit of corn, they had some tomatoes, they had kale, things like that. And it just looked terrible. It looked absolutely horrible. And I said, man, this food has really, really traveled a long way.
Mhm.
And we're in the East Coast, and that big box store is in the Midwest, and it's way over there. So by the time it gets here, the food is kind of old. So it's just something to think about. Whereas if you can go to your local, usually there's a butcher, like around here we have a chicken. Actually, we just picked up a chicken processing plant that's like monstrous. It just got really, really big. So we have a lot of chicken that's local here, and a little bit of beef that's local. And some of the people actually do turkeys also. So when I can, the thing that I found is that the farmers markets can be a little more expensive, but the food is really, really fresh.
It is
Yeah.
fresh.
Yep. And so we've been hooked on it, and we really love it. So anyway, so these are just some of the things we talked about. But the first thing, I'm going to go back to the chat real quick. I'm going to hide this guy, go back to the comments, and let's see. Okay. Oh, we got John's here. John Mosman, good to see you. And we have Not Crazy by Crazy Lady. Hey, hope you and your husband are doing well. We're doing Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Yes. So I want to make sure that we definitely say Merry Christmas, have a Happy New Year. And even though the holidays are the worst time to try to eat well,
Yeah.
but if you can, do the best that you can. And one of the things and we'll talk about this a little bit later, is when you go in your supermarket, they have these magazines, they say, hey, there's some recipes in here. There's some things that you can make that are really, really simple. Now, they had a lot of cookies in here, I'm going to be honest. Cookies and fudge. So much cookies and fudge. But they did have one thing that was kind of healthy that I thought might be useful. Just in terms of, now, I haven't made it yet, but today's been one of those days like we were late. we thought we're never gonna make it, so we're just gonna be grateful that the channel has gone reasonably well with the cooking, and that I think we've gotten some people who have sort of that we've hopefully inspired in a positive way people to make better food choices, and that's kind of which makes us happy. So the two graduates of the program, and they're not here right now, but it's Samoan Watchman. And he was here last week. And Samoan Watchman is really tall. How tall is he? He's up there. He's like really tall.
The 6 foot marker.
Yeah, he's 6 something. He's over 6.
But again,
yeah.
Samoan.
He's a big guy. He's a big guy. He's a big guy. And he's lost 70 pounds because I'm trying to remember how he phrased it, but he started trying to minimize his sugar. So and I've been dropping the same kind of links in the description box of almost every video that I've done in the last maybe 6 months. Is I started out the year with my rant about high fructose corn syrup and how it's in a lot of things. And the reason that it's become very, very popular is because the, the farmers get a lot of subsidies from the government for growing corn. So what you find is there's corn in everything. Everything's made from corn,
Even in your gas.
even in your gas, right? Yep. And so that's why you find so much corn. Like there's like corn everywhere. But this high fructose corn syrup has been, in my opinion, very, very detrimental to a lot of people's bodies because they put it in things that really don't have to be sweet. Like the one example would be salad dressings. Like you really don't need sugar. I mean, you might need a little pinch of something in a salad dressing, but the key thing is take a look at the labels in the store, and that's the other message that I want to make sure. Just read the labels and just make sure that the number one ingredient should be real food.
Yeah.
And one example is, is it tomatoes versus is sugar the number one ingredient? Is high fructose corn syrup the number one ingredient? So you really have to keep an eye on that. And the bottom line, without getting into the chemistry of it all, and I have some links in the description, is that high fructose corn that your body has trouble metabolizing it. And the way that the body sort of fights it is it seems to accumulate in the liver, and the liver starts to shut down. And so it's really kind of an interesting snowball effect. And if you see people, kind of with the big bellies, they have skinny legs, regular size, and the big bellies, they tend to be people who are having liver issues. And a lot of this stuff is from eating too much sugar. And I saw a guy today in the mall. We were in the mall, and he did have that belly. He was normal size, but he had this kind of rotund belly that, protruded, but he was normal size except for this belly. And that means, he's getting way too much sugar in his system. It's so clear. And that it's getting to his liver. And, some of the things, I mean, I'm not a doctor, but, if you try to minimize the sugar, if you're eating natural sugars, you're good. And that would be like a fruit, like a tomato, a carrot, something like that. You're okay. But the minute you start eating like, because high fructose corn syrup is in a lot of the baked goods, the crackers, the cookies, things like that. And believe me, I enjoy a good cracker or cookie.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? But it's so hard, and candy. You really have to really be careful to try to manage that. And so anyway, so Samoan Watchman lost 70 pounds. And he said over the last, I think, 3.5 months, which is pretty impressive, actually.
Independence, huh?
Yeah, hi, independent. Indy. And we got the Bud people, the Bud files.
Bud.
Hello, peoples. She always says, hello, peoples. Yes, good to see you. Yes. So anyway, so that's kind of where we've sort of come from eating garbage, eating junk,
Yep.
to eating more real food,
Yeah, go from the Friday night desserts to Friday night meals.
Yeah.
Like, good meals, kids, stuff that we, as you get older,
Yes. Oh, yes. Yes. And
you want to eat better. Plus, start training your kids to, have a better
yes.
palate for food.
Yeah, because the thing about it is, like, a lot of kids now, you see kids who are very, very overweight, and they're only like 5, and it's kind of scary, because if you start out that way, it's hard to lose. Easy to gain, hard to lose. Everybody knows that, right? But anyway, so yes, they put it in everything to keep us hooked. That's right. And high fructose corn syrup is very addictive. That's right. That is right. So that's where we are. John's making pulled pork.
Mm.
Okay. That sounds good. He's always making good food. Thanks for sharing. Ads for Ollie's? Really?
Who's got ads for all these?
It's in the live stream. Yeah,
Really?
they started doing that. Yeah, it's kind of annoying.
It's weird. I've just been getting ads for like these app games.
Oh, app games.
That's all I've been getting ads for. I wish I got an ad for Ollie's.
Yes.
But
And then let's see, JHK saying, at least you're a couple. Holidays ain't too good for lonely people. Yeah, see, and that's something I wouldn't mind talking a little bit about. It's it is tough. And I don't know. I mean, I guess I have to ask the people, like, how do you plan on, because like you always, there's people that you lose, throughout life, and the holidays always sort of brings back all that,
Hmm.
all those feelings. Like how do you plan on managing that? You know, that's a good question. If anybody wants to answer, yes, and yeah, one of my dreams and goals is to have a year-round greenhouse. That's good,
Hmm.
beautiful.
Yep.
Then Anna Michelle does the frozen. Yeah, I think that's good since they freeze it as soon as it's picked. Not many farmers markets here in the city. Yes. Okay. Gotcha. Gotcha. So we got there. Okay. There's John. Yes. But anyway, I just want to make sure that I got the comments there. Yeah, that's really so. It is tricky. Like I'm not a psychologist, but I would say, if you have, hopefully everybody has one friend or one relative that you can talk to, and I would say that would be the person. You're that's your person. Like, I used to watch Grey's Anatomy, and they would always say, "You're my person," and there were two residents in there were women that were really good friends, and whenever somebody was in distress, the other person would always like check on them. And that's something that, since I've moved away from a lot of my family members, I always check in on the older ones for sure, just to see. And I always go, "Hey, how you feeling? Are you up to anything? Anything? No? Okay, you good." So anyway, but let's see. Yeah, it's cheap. That's right. Yep. High fructose corn syrup is cheap and full of chemicals. Yep. And yeah, Watchman. Yeah, can you believe that? 70 pounds. I'm so impressed.
That is impressive.
Yes. And he started walking, a little bit. And and just trying to minimize it. And the biggest thing too, as much as I used to be a fast food junkie, I'll be the first to tell you.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the golden arcs,
McDowell's.
McDowell's.
Write it in the comment if you know what that's from.
Yeah. Yeah. But I think that's the biggest thing, because the other thing that I wanted to also say is that you can make fast food at home, and we did a segment on that, a series of live streams where we talked about that you can make, like we made a Panera meal. We made, who was the other one? We did pizza.
Hmm.
We did Chinese food. Like all those things you can do at home. Now in the summertime, it's much better.
Yeah.
When you can have all that fresh food. Like the biggest thing with Chinese food, I always thought is great, is all that cabbage that's in there.
Yep.
All the carrots, the cabbage, the peas, very very delicious. And that's why I always loved that food. And I never realized why I loved it, but I think it was from all that fresh, crunchy food. I like
Hmm.
my veggies a little crunchy. So yeah. So that's why, we're very, very happy, with the Samoan Watchman.
Oh,
Yeah.
Totoro Boutique.
Oh, okay. Good to see you.
Hello.
Hello. Okay. Oh, now John's saying his wife lost 40 pounds in 3 months.
Oh.
Now, what did you? She cut out carbs.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah.
there it is. I think that's the answer. I'm not as successful in doing that.
Yeah.
But we need to cut ours down.
That should probably be our 2024.
Maybe that's our
deal.
goal for
Yeah.
2024.
Carbs.
Oh, yeah. And then there's Drew, Drizzle Stank. He lost 100.
Yeah.
And 100 pounds. Now it took him, I think he said 3 years. That I do remember. So that's impressive. And now he eats sort of the paleo or
Keto.
whatever, keto,
The
paleo.
keto.
Yeah, where you eat more meat than anything else.
Carnivores.
He's like a carnivore.
I can do that.
Yeah, so that's his thing. So, those are some of the tips. And then I think, I don't know if Felicia's around, but F.R. Humphrey lost about 30 pounds in about 2.5, 3 months also. So, yeah, I mean, there's, people are doing great. Now I'm still the same. I haven't lost or gained, which is good. I'm very fortunate.
Maintaining.
I've been maintaining. Yes. Let's see. So, yeah, that's great. Okay, so it's the carbs. Maple syrup. There we go. Maple syrup, honey are higher on the glycemic scale and take longer to metabolize, which is what you want, not that instant rush. That's right. So flour, like if you eat sugar, like, table sugar and flour, it just goes, your blood sugar spikes. And the other thing, and you barely go out to eat. Very good. Yeah. See, that's the whole thing. That the fast food is so easy and it's trick, but you have to keep driving. keep driving past those places,
The best thing to think about when when you go into these fast food, think
Yeah.
about the people who's cooking it. You got some people who are
Oh,
okay, but then you got the people who are like, everybody has a bad day. You never know who's paying attention to what, gets the order wrong, or is just like not happy with their job in general and does something to the food, and
mm,
you just happen to become that victim where you get sick, or people that come into work sick because it's
hmm
they can't afford to be off work
yeah,
and get everybody sick, and it's just so many things you got to factor
yeah,
into, like, is it worth for the fast food?
yeah. I ask that all the time.
So many factors.
Yeah, I mean, and I noticed like the few times that I've eaten. I remember we used to go to. We had our was your brother-in-law used to like to go to Burger King, and we would go to Burger King, and I would get sick like immediately.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I feel sick. Like I never felt good after I ate that. And it happened like 3 times. He's like, we gotta go to Burger King. I'm like, oh, okay. Went there, got sick. Went there, got sick. Went there another time, got sick. So I don't know, just Burger King was not working for me, whatever's going on in there. But oh, and then you share. Okay, so John shares. And hi, Juanita, good to see you. She
Susan.
spins.
Susan is in.
Oh, thank you. Oh, Susan. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, Samoan watch me. Isn't that crazy? And we got butter roll. Let me make sure we put you on the screen. Yeah. So anyway, so there's some Mr. I bring it. So, and then his family um is Hispanic, and so they have a lot of diabetes, right?
Diabetes, yeah.
Diabetes. And so that was the other thing, like we were saying, like we got to keep you off of the
Off that scale.
off that scale, like because I think his mother has how many brothers?
Oh, there's 9 of them. My mom's the oldest of 9, so
Yeah, well, but all the males had diabetes, right?
I think.
Yeah, they did type 1. They all had type 1 diabetes, and then some. I think your mom has type 2.
Yeah, she's a big bread eater, so she likes. It's a sweet bread, and we're all big coffee drinkers, so that's another
All the sugar,
thing. And that's where a lot of my problem is, because I'm a big coffee drinker.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. So he has to watch it. He has to watch it.
I have to minimize,
Yeah.
over time, because you just can't go cold turkey.
It's true. Yeah. So, and I do drink a lot of coffee. So I started drinking it without sugar. So I've been doing that for a very long time. And I sort of alternate with it being black. And then I'll put a little cream in there just to keep it so it's not so it doesn't kill your teeth. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's really tricky. So that's where we are. We're just trying to do the best that we can without, like I said, it sounds really difficult, but it's not. And and if you go back through like some of my live streams, most of the things were done fast. Like I did chicken nuggets, I did Chinese food. Like I said, we did some Panera salads, we did some Indian food, and it's all pretty simple as long as you have the ingredients. And most of the time it was under an hour, from the prep to the finish. Yeah.
Like I said, all those cookbooks that we started out with doing it, they all came from the dollar store.
Yeah.
So you don't have to worry about going to like bookstores and buying
Right.
expensive books. Or even go to your library. The libraries have
Yeah.
loads of cookbooks you can try stuff from.
They sure do.
Yeah, just give it a shot. I mean, it may not come out the way you're expecting it
Yep.
to, but as long as you did it,
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's the thing. So this is the latest cookbook that I got from the Dollar Tree. Now, this one is called, this is from 2022. So it's been here. It's called Clean and Healthy Made Easy. It's very, very thin. This is not the best one. They have a keto, they have a vegan, they have I forget what the other 5 were. But we made some of the we made something from just about all of them, like a couple of them. And so the one example that they gave, and this is tough. I like pancakes, and I'm trying not to eat them as much. But they had I did this one in one of my live streams where these are oatmeal pancakes. And hold on. There we go. Left is right, right is left. So oatmeal pancakes, and what you do is you grind up the oatmeal that you have in the in your pantry, and then you add the baking powder, baking soda, cinnamon, buttermilk, and butter, and you make your pancakes that way. And this has a little bit higher glycemic index versus the white flour. So, this is kind of a step that you can do to make pancakes. The other thing that they made in here that was really interesting, let's see. Well, they have the spinach artichoke dip, which is pretty. A lot. I forget what restaurant makes this, but one of them makes this all the time. The spinach artichoke, and there's some others. So if you go into the Dollar Tree, there are a bunch of cookbooks that they have and they're all good. We really, really enjoy them.
Lydia apparently has that cookbook.
Oh, do you have this one? Now, which one did you make in here, Lydia? I'm just curious. Yeah.
And crazy lady asked if she was just gonna ask if we tried alternative flours. That was the first one we tried.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we tried it with the oatmeal. Now I have rice flour. I bought some, and where I actually got it from the Dollar Tree. I haven't tried it though, but it's in the bag, still in the bag. And there's Suzanne. Good to see you. And then, we also do fasting and do small portions. Yes. And that's the one thing I think we did also was to try to do some of the smaller portions because it's tough, because I noticed when I when I went to college, like a lot of the people said, you don't eat that much. I thought I had a pretty good appetite, but I guess I don't eat a whole lot compared to other people. And so, so for me, portions, it really isn't the issue, which is good. But if you do go back and for seconds and thirds, yeah. So if you can sort of minimize that. But the other thing is, Drew was saying that he does the one meal a day. They call it OMAD. He does basically one meal a day and scarfs it down and eats for like 3, which is pretty cool. And let's see. So everyone's saying hi. Yes. Good to see you, Suzanne. And then, okay, so not crazy lady, or not crazy by crazy lady says shoot, when we do grab something quick on the way for 3 of us, it costs like $40. Yes,
Yep.
that's the other reason.
That's about right.
Yeah, it went up. Remember, fast food used to be about 15.
Yep.
You could get a bunch of food for 15, but not anymore.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So John, you're making us look bad. Now what's going on? How'd you do this? So so doing your portion control, he reversed his diabetes. He had it.
Oh.
I did not know you had that. Yes. Yeah. Well, but here's the thing though, Juanita, type 1 is genetic, right? Type 2 can be genetic, but mostly from lifestyle. Right. So the problem is with his family, some of them did have type 1, but like when I would go over to their house and have a cup of coffee, they would get the scoop out for a little cup of coffee and they would just go. And I would be like, I just need one teaspoon of sugar. And they were like, really? And I was like, yeah, just one.
The coffee's already pretty strong as it is.
But it, they were heavy-handed. They were heavy-handed.
Yeah.
And and they would say, do you want a piece of bread? Like a big piece of bread and be slathered in butter, which is like yummy. But it was way more than I would normally eat. So anyway, that's what happened. So I think with his family, and it definitely runs, in Hispanic families, there's definitely a diabetes, especially a type 2 also. But they were not good eaters. I'm going to be honest. they did not eat well. I'm going to which I don't think helped. You know what I mean?
I'm reformed.
He's reformed because I had to. It was bad. So anyways, I know it was hard.
Yes, it was.
Yes,
it's really hard when you've had habits for years and years.
It is
and years.
Yes,
it's just really.
Oh, Fridays. Okay.
And I used to be a picky eater too. That was another thing. I just.
Oh, okay.
I was a picky eater, and between just learning to try different things, and then when I went to the Army, I couldn't afford to be a picky eater.
Yeah, they don't.
So you learn to
Yep.
For those who know about the military, you eat it now and taste it later, kind of a deal.
Yeah, right. Yeah, they don't give you much time.
Yeah, it's like if you don't eat what you got,
yes,
you're out of luck, and then you still got to do all the work.
Yes. Okay. So now, do you mean GF flour? Now, do you mean alternatives to like the white flour? Is that what that means? You have to tell us. Not crazy, but let's see. But yeah, so they have oat flour. Like I saw oat flour. There were a couple. I saw rice flour, oat flour, and there might be one more. I can't remember what it is. But anyway, but there's a ton of these cookbooks that the Dollar Tree has, and especially they had a Mediterranean, and that's the one where a lot of the people live. They live so long, like they're long life. They're like 100-year, a lot of
Mhm.
100-year-olds over there in Greece and places like that. And they eat a lot of lemon. Lemon is really, really good for your digestion. It's good for your liver. But the thing is, you just want to make sure that
Gluten free.
gluten free. Ah, gluten free. Ah,
Hmm.
yes. Now, see, I haven't. I'm not as familiar with the gluten free stuff as other. Like I see. So the thing that I noticed in the stores, which I think we all have to, I would give a second thought to, is they have this I call it fake meat, where they where they make like um it's, what's it called, like the Morningstar burgers. I hate to use a brand, but that's just like one example. They have all these fake chicken, like it's like vegan chicken. They have vegan this, and a lot of it's soy. And so I'm a little bit,
Chicken flavored.
leery. Yeah, I'd rather just eat the chicken. But I know it's hard, like when you're trying to be vegan.
Yeah.
Like I was vegan. I've been vegan on and off for a couple of different reasons over a couple of different years. Like over about 15 years or so. I was vegan twice. I went back and forth, and then finally, like I broke my. I went back to eating meat because someone took me out to dinner at a fancy steak place, and then I was like done. And then I've been eating meat like ever since. But I think that if you have natural products, like you're just better off, whatever it
Yeah.
is. If it's made by the Most High, then it's edible. And that's why I'm a little bit leery of some of the artificial foods that they have. Yep. Oh yeah, and that may be the case for sure. Yeah, doing one meal a day, it puts women's bodies in starvation mode, and we start hanging on to every calorie. Yeah, that might be it. But the thing that's interesting, I did I mean, I think I did 2 meals a day. I did 2 meals a day, and I definitely dropped my pant size. Like my pants all were falling off me, and I was like, oh, okay. And I did pretty well there. I didn't actually weigh myself, but I did find that, because what I think what happens is you can't just you can't just go from eating 3 meals a day and a snack to 1 meal a day. Like it's something that you have to sort of work down. But I found that oh, you haven't, okay. Now, do you exercise, Taritha? That's the other question. Do you get moving? Because like some people, like I know when I was at my fighting weight, uh I remember I was like 100 pounds, and I was ripped. I had like muscles everywhere and no fat. But I was working out at that time about 10 hours a week, and pretty high impact, working out. And that got me, to kind of I was pretty buff and everything. But yeah, you really have to move. And I think it's a combination of both. And I feel like you can't, what I'm seeing with a lot of the people is that you can't cheat. Like that's the thing. Like Drew will tell you, the minute he cheats, he feels terrible, and then boom, and then the weight comes back. So it's really interesting, but it seems like it has to sort of be a lifestyle. It's more of a lifestyle change.
Hmm.
But yeah, but you're right about that. I mean, see that, you'd have to check like, once again, I'm not a doctor. You'd have to check with your doctor on that. But I think that well, I'll just give you an example. Like I had a client years ago who was from Egypt, and he would say to me, all you Americans do is eat. And he gave the perfect example. He said, my kid goes to school at 8 o'clock. They're serving him breakfast. Then he's eating lunch at 11. Then, then they had a snack at 3. And then when he came home, he would get another snack, at like 4:30. Then they would eat dinner at 5, and then, that he would do his activity. And then maybe 8 o'clock, he would have another snack. And he said, but really, when you think about it, do you need all that food? I mean, really, like, think about it.
Do you need all the snacks?
Well, all of that, because the thing is, are you really hungry at 6 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah.
Are you hungry at 3? So you really have to sort of get your mind, and it's a slow process. Like I would say, if you're eating, 3, 4 meals a day, or like 3.5, let's say 3 meals and a snack or two, you could minimize the snack. And then you're not even going to notice it. And like I said, when I got down to 1 meal a day, but I did it over maybe a month or three, and I was never hungry. And it was interesting because I was never hungry. When I got to that 1 meal a day, I was never hungry. And I said, wow. Because I used to be like starving and my stomach would be growling like in between all those meals. Because I was doing the 6 a.m., not, 10 o'clock snack, noon, 1 o'clock lunch, maybe a snack at 3 or 4, and then dinner at 6, like so many meals, And every time you eat, your body's, secreting insulin. And the insulin helps your body process all that sugar. The food turns into sugar, and then it has to process all that to turn that into energy to make you live, so that you can live. So the question is do you need 5 meals a day? I don't know. You have to really think about it, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and that's really what it is.
So she spends them not crazily to have a lot of good.
Yes, you do. Yeah, and so so Butter Boutique said she's eating better. They were being bad. Yeah. Butter. Yeah. That's right. But it's true, Yes. Oh yeah, nope, they give you a shovel, you gotta eat fast. Yeah, shovel. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Eating up my venison stew. Yeah, so Juanita got some venison last week.
Okay.
And you lived on peanut butter sandwiches. Yeah, and I do enjoy peanut butter, but the problem is they put a lot of sugar
Yeah.
in most peanut butter, in commercial peanut butter. So you have to, be careful with the amount of sugar. And if you can make your own. So that was gluten free. Okay. Thank you so much for sharing. Yep. So anyway, so those are kind of the things that I started thinking about. Let's see, candy. Speaking of candy, see, they heard us talking. What's that called? Werther's Originals. Yeah.
Yeah.
Soy burgers and tofu burgers. Yes. Because soy sort of mimics estrogen, right? And
Hmm.
maybe your body doesn't need that. Do men
Yeah.
need estrogen? Don't think so. And
Mm-mm.
you fake meat. Yes, that's just I understand. See, that's what I'm saying. So, if God didn't make that animal, then
Yeah.
we shouldn't be eating it.
It's kind of like I could never get into the turkey bacon or the turkey burgers.
Oh,
It
yeah.
just,
Whew. Yeah. Yep. And then there's a lot of this food, the GMOs,
yeah.
and like I have a video, I have a little short out there that has I think it's barbecue sauce, and it says made of genetically modified ingredients. And I was like, it's just barbecue sauce. Like, what the heck? But anyway, yeah, it's crazy. So you got to read those labels.
Official
And
Jabia.
there's Jamie. Hey,
Jamie. Huh.
yes, good to see you. She's saying hi to everybody. Oh yes, and then let's see. Knots is saying they say to go by clothes size more than the scale. Scales tend to mislead. Yeah, I mean, and that's the whole thing. Like like I'm not an expert in any of this stuff because I could actually eat better. Like we're working on it. We're working on it. But I know, like I said, when I got to that 1 meal a day, my pants were my waist did kind of go in there a little bit. So that was a positive sign. And but it's really hard, and that you don't exercise. Yeah, and I think when I was in my last job, they started this walking challenge for everybody. Start walking, start walking, start walking. And there were two of my friends, or two of the ladies that I work with, and they both lost 40 pounds in like a minute of doing this walking challenge. And I forget how many steps. I think it was steps per day. It might have been the 10,000 step per day thing. And they actually both got hooked on exercise. And I hate exercise. Like, very much. I hate gyms. I hate the whole, you know, I am the worst one. Like, yeah, I feel bad. I am the worst when it comes to that. But they both lost like 40 pounds in a minute. And I was just like, I should have been hanging out with them like
Yeah.
more. Yep. Like I missed that. Yeah, I missed that boat. And they're both still walking now. And the one got real, she was a little chunky, and she got, regular. And it took her, maybe 2 years, year and a half, 2 years, but she got there. And it is a slow process. Yeah, it
Yeah.
is a slow process. Yes, yes. So anyway, everyone's saying hi. And that's Doretha. I forget how you spell that. Is that right? She'll tell you. But let's see. And then Juanita's saying that's what my endocrinologist told me. Eat when you're hungry and eat slowly. So you stop eating when you're satiated, not when you feel full. Yeah. And that's a good one, you know. And that's the whole thing. And that's what I think my client was trying to say in a not so eloquent way. He just said, do you really need to eat 4 times a day? And I went, like I didn't have a good answer for that, you know. But yeah, you only eat when you're hungry. And that's the trick. Getting your body addicted. Oh yeah. Other additives, yes, that they put in our food. Yes. So ooh. And let's see. Okay, so Nana Michelle, she's been doing this too. Same here, Kelly. I'm never hungry and only eat 1 meal a day. Some days not even a meal. Wow, that's crazy. See, and that's the thing in your brain. A lot of it is here. I mean, it really is. You know, like your brain, it starts to take the fat that's on your body and it starts to burn it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, whereas like normally if you're eating a lot of these carbs, it's gonna take the meal that you've just eaten and burn it versus the excess, you know, fat that you have in your body.
Yeah. The other problem is if
Mm-hmm.
you're watching TV or you're hearing the radio,
Yep.
there's always a commercial for food, either fast foods,
Yes.
restaurants,
Yep.
something that's going to
Mm-hmm.
trigger you. It's a type of trigger or subliminal, like,
Yeah.
go get that Big Mac, go get that Whopper, go to Arby's, go get the meats. You
Yeah,
know,
we have the meats.
yeah, and that's
Yes.
it's a little bit of willpower, but if you're not
Mm-hmm.
really thinking about it, it's like, I could go for a roast beef sandwich right now.
Mm-hmm.
But if that's the case, go home and make it.
Yeah.
Make yourself a sandwich.
Yeah.
Because, you never know when Johnny's at work having a bad day. He's going to take it out on somebody.
Yeah. Yeah. That's for sure. I've never worked in the food service, but here's a healthy. So the other thing I talked about are the superfoods. So I'm going to show the list here. But this is salmon Dijon, baked salmon Dijon, and salmon's one of the superfoods. So I'm going to put this on the screen just as a reminder. Let's see, share screen, and hopefully this will go. Superfoods. Here we go. This has a good picture of it. So share, and let me add it to the stream. Oh, there it is. Okay. All right. There we go. So this is, let me see if I can make this a little bit, I think it's big enough that you can see. I'm going to stretch it a little bit here. So anyway, this is one of the superfoods list. I mean, now the superfoods have, the way they kind of talk about them are they're foods that are heavy in nutrition and are heavy and are good for the body, right? So here's the avocado, broccoli, dandelion greens, berries, and specifically blueberries. That's the one where they kind of say, those are the ones. Olive oil, spinach, eggs, kale. Let me see. Anything else? But anyway, those are the more common ones. But it's usually anything with a bright color. So if it's a red pepper, a green pepper, you can throw those in there. Carrots, a little bit. They even throw in oatmeal. Now I'm not sure. Oatmeal's kind of on the line, I think. But broccoli, any of those leafy green vegetables are what they call superfoods. And then they also throw in salmon. So salmon is one of the foods that has, that omega-3 fatty acids is good for the brain. There's all kind of nutrients in there. And so what you want to do is, you want to try to incorporate all these foods into your diet. And so we made a few meals kind of throughout the year, using salmon, using the peppers, like we use that in the stir fries. You can do that. Green beans, you can also throw green beans in there, although they have a little more sugar than some of the other things. Broccoli, definitely is good for you. Cabbage, kale, kale, collard greens, those kind of things. Those are all great for you. So if you can incorporate those in your meals, the better you are for yourself. Your body will thank you. Yes. And okay. And then, yeah, not crazy is saying, yes, OMG, Mr. I bring it. That's right. And ooh, that looks yummy. Yes. And salmon is amazing because one thing that you can do is It doesn't take long to cook. And if you fillet it, you usually I get a salmon steak, which is usually a big thick piece. And a lot of the stores have it where you can either get the whole fish. So like Aldi's and Lidl, they have you can get the whole fish, or you can just get little sections of the fish, and it's really good. And good to see you, Drea. Welcome in. She's saying hi. We're doing great. Yeah, it's Friday. Woohoo!
Hmm.
Almost Christmas Eve Eve. Is that what this is? Christmas Eve Eve.
Pretty Christmassy.
Yeah. Christmas Eve Eve Eve. Yep. But you have to be careful where you get your salmon. That's right. So they talk
Mhm.
about wild caught, and that's the thing if you can get it. And a real good alternative to necessarily buying fresh. If you can always buy fresh. And see, salmon you didn't used to be able to buy fresh. Now, boy, it's everywhere. You can get it regular supermarkets and things like that. But just make sure it's wild caught. But the one time I did we had this little group that we went to when our kids were really little, and they used to have everybody they it was just for families to kind of get together and spend time with their kids in the
Mhm.
school environment. And we go in the cafeteria, they play music and stuff like that. And somebody said, "Oh, we want to do salmon." And they gave us money to buy the meal. And I bought some salmon, fresh salmon, and I bought some frozen salmon, which was actually pretty good at the time. But then I also brought canned salmon. So I bought a little bit of all the above so I could give them like a lot of salmon. So I just did like a salmon broil, seasoned it, put it in, butter and things like that. And people loved it. And they were like, "How come you're not making salmon croquettes?" Because salmon croquettes is nothing but salmon and breading, and then you fry it, which I think, salmon can taste really good if you broil it and, put some lemon on there. And
Hmm.
lemon's amazing. Yeah. Okay.
No, it just got bright really.
Oh, the light. Yeah, those lights are
It's
like,
weird. I was just like, why did it get so bright?
yeah, it could be. I don't know. Not sure.
Okay.
We have terrible lighting in this room, but it is what it is. It's like, so anyway, so there's Doretha. That's it. I knew there something was spelled a little off. But anyway, everyone's saying hey. But dandelion greens are really good. Yes. And when they're young, that's right.
Mhm.
Less bitter. That's right. And then the other thing is you can actually stir fry kale. And my sister used to do it. A lot of people, like, I see those big pots and they're cooking that kale for like 12 hours. And I'm like, I mean, it's good, but like, you don't have to do all that.
Mhm.
And so we just stir fried it in a little bit of olive oil. So olive oil is one of those things that they say to use. And you want to avoid like a lot of those exotic oils. So you want to stick to the olive oil. You want to stick to the what's that called? Coconut oil.
Mhm.
Olive oil, coconut oil,
And grapeseed oil.
yeah, grapeseed oil and avocado oil. Those are the ones. And try to stay away from the other ones.
Yeah.
Like the other ones. All the other ones.
Mhm.
So anyway. Okay. So you're not feeling well. Yeah, it's hard. But like I said, you could stir fry them, and I have a video of that. You can stir fry kale in like it takes like 7 minutes. It takes like no time. I made chicken nuggets, and that takes no time. And we started using the air fryer for a lot of that
Yeah.
frying, so you don't need as much of the
The oils.
oil and stuff like that. Thank you. Yes, thank you very much. I
Yeah.
like that. Yes, salmon and capers is yes, very good.
Mhm.
And those Greeks put lemon in everything. It's
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah.
So good. Like, you just bathe that salmon in lemon or lime, you know.
Whatever floats your boat.
Yes, which is really good. I saw you posted about the air fryer. You like it? Yeah, it's not bad. Now
Mhm.
that what so we had one of the ones I call them the egg shaped fryers.
Mhm.
Oh, and then they got recalled.
Oh, did they? Of
Somebody's got recalled. I cannot find it, of course, to save my life.
course.
But we bought this one from like it was either Big Lots or
Did I
somewhere.
get a big one? Was that an Amazon one?
I don't know.
I think I got it
It-
on
we
Amazon.
we bought the egg one, and the problem is the little drawer that came out would disconnect from
Yeah.
the holder, so it would like almost drop on the floor.
Yep.
So that was really bad, and I think that was the problem with these things.
Mhm.
So we ended up just getting one that's an oven,
Yeah.
where you just open the door and boom, and there it is.
Mhm.
Because I think that was better. And so we're gonna just throw that other one away. So if you have an Ollie's, they have about 4 different versions of this oven air fryer, and they do still have a couple of the egg ones that might have 2 drawers in them.
Mm-hmm.
But be careful of those ones because I'm telling you, that little plastic hinge that's on there,
Once that breaks, it's like it's a hazard,
it's
really.
really a hazard.
Because someone not knowing can actually just pull it out, and that thing could drop on the floor. There's oil, a
Yep.
little bit of oil, your food.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, it's terrible. Yes. But anyway, the air fryer is great.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we paid less for that one.
think
And it's bigger.
It's
Yeah.
$100. Isn't it?
No, it was $69.
Oh,
$69.99
That's right.
plus tax. Yeah, that wasn't bad.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas I think we paid like almost 100 for
Yeah,
the
I think
old
the other
one.
one was
Yeah,
100.
yeah, we bought them real early. So stick with that. You know what I mean? That's a beautiful thing. But if you go in the Dollar Tree, check out the Mediterranean cookbook. I think is my favorite one that they have, and I don't know if they still have, but it's a little bit of a hardback. I should have brought it in with me, but I didn't do it. But
Crochet Queen is in.
okay, but that's the one thing that I think has been helpful. And then, like I said, if you go into your store, they have this savory, and they usually have it once a month, and it's usually like a theme thing. So right now, this is for December. Now this is bad. This is a cream puff tower.
Oh,
You don't want to eat that. Yeah, it looks great. I mean, that's a beautiful thing on the table. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But cream puffs. We're trying to eat a little better, trying to watch that white flour, but it's hard.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to think what else in here. Oh, but the other thing that they had in here were they peeled pears and heated them up in the oven and put a little bit of brown sugar on them.
Oh.
Yeah, so what's that store? Harry and David has those pears.
Yeah.
Those are really good. And but that would be kind of a less cheating type dessert.
Mm-hmm.
But there are a lot of cookies in here. Like I don't even want to show you, but there's like cookies,
And I think this is the season where if you're visiting family, you already know you're going to be eating.
Yeah.
There's
Lots of
there's
cookies.
no getting around the snacks, no getting around the food. It's just
here's latkes for people who do Hanukkah. Hey.
So
yeah, I forget what they
gotta
are.
find that happy balance.
Yeah, but it is really hard.
If you're trying to be healthy, find that happy balance.
Oh, so here's sheet pan, apricot chicken and carrots.
Oh wow.
Yeah, see, and this is something that you can just do. You just peel the carrots, chop them up, throw them in a roasting pan, and boom, a little bit of butter, a little bit of seasoning, and you're good to go. And they put on here, they put paprika, olive oil, and a little bit of apple cider vinegar. And thyme. Yes. So they put that in there. And then here's a quinoa. And I did make this also. Joaquin. Yeah. Here's a quinoa salad with tahini dressing. Now, I've never made tahini. But tahini, they said you can substitute, let's see, sunflower seed butter. I don't know what that is.
Never seen that.
But that looks really good. Yeah, see, tahini is one of those special sauces that you can buy in the Asian store. But the other thing that we did, now this is the other one, artichokes. They were saying that those are really good for you too. And all this you can do in a roasting pan. So, like Christmas is here. You could actually do this. If you had a couple of roasting pans, these are artichokes. And all they did was, actually, they air fried these. And they put olive oil, lemon, parsley, and that's it. They just cut them and roast them in the oven until they were tender.
Yeah. Steve Gilmore's in the house. Hello, Steve.
Hey, Steve. Real easy. So anyway, I may try a couple of these, but we did a few. We did this with Brussels sprouts, so you can do that with Brussels sprouts. Avocado, or what was it? Artichoke. So I mean, those are things that you can make, and they're pretty easy. And the roasted carrots. And for the wintertime, when you want to turn the oven on, the roasted carrots, the roasted artichokes, and the roasted, what's the other thing? But anyway, real easy to roast in carrots. Yeah. So very, very simple. And then the other thing that they were talking about was sirloin. And this is just a roasted sirloin tips. And, if you don't do beef, but sirloin they say is one of the healthier cuts of the beef. And it's usually they use, if you see stew meat, that's a sirloin portion. Because you don't always see sirloin, at least in the store where we shop. I don't know. It's hard to get. And then, so anyway, so there's a lot you can do. But anyway, here are the pears. And this is the last thing I'll show you here. Those are the pears, and that they were put in the oven, and they sprinkled them with. Let's see. Let me go on this page. Oh, okay. Oh, it's you know what they put graham crackers on there. See, that's not good.
Yeah.
That's what this is. It's graham crackers. Ah,
Always read the label.
yes. Gotta be
Read
careful.
the ingredients. And like,
Yeah. But you see, this could take like probably 8 minutes in the oven, to roast a pear, and that would be a nice little dessert. Kind of give you a little kick of sugar without the sugar. So you could actually jimmy that recipe so that it's not so or jerry rig it so there's not so much sugar.
mm-hmm.
Yeah. So anyway, and then the last one, oh yeah, I want to show you this. And we did a little bit of this early in the season too, when the season was good. This is the caprese salad, and they made it in a candy cane. There it is. And caprese salad is the fresh mozzarella with the tomatoes, and they put a little olive oil and what is that? Is that spinach? They put balsamic vinegar, glaze on there, or vinaigrette. But yeah, it's fresh mozzarella, salt and pepper, balsamic glaze or vinaigrette, and that's it. And it's so delicious, and that takes you 5 minutes. It's something you can, takes no time, and it's pretty festive. If you wanted something at the table, yeah. So those are some things that we've been trying to look at a lot of these recipes.
We also have Psalms 146.
146. All right, good to see you, Steve. And let's see. Oh, the question. Let's see. I missed the question. Hold on. Oh, I like it. Psalm 146. Good God's glorious evening, everybody. I'll be listening in the background, making dinner. Yeah, tell us what you're making, please. Then thanks for coming in. Yes, good to see you. And ever cut up Brussels sprouts? Cut them in the pan, fairly high heat, and put balsamic glaze. Yeah, that's delicious. Because Brussels sprouts are kind of. My grandmother used to cook them until they were like mush, and they were nasty.
Mm-hmm.
But I think if you put them in the oven and roast them, they're a little more crunchy. And it gives you, you just cut them and cook. Yeah, that's delicious. I've done that before. Yeah. So these are just some ideas of things that, you can incorporate in your, in your future endeavors. And that's really what it is. Your green beans, those you can actually roast as well in the oven. It's pretty simple. You have to, trim them up and everything like that. But you can almost do the same thing with green beans. And a lot of the Chinese restaurants, they do it with teriyaki. Now, teriyaki, you got to watch the sugar, but that's delicious on green beans. Mm-hmm. Teriyaki green beans, right? So good. So good. And there's Gloria. Hey, Gloria. Good to see you. Welcome in. So anyway, so those are some of the things that we've been, there's Granny D. Good to see you. I don't know if I missed you earlier. I was doing this. But anyway, just, like I said, go to your library, check out some and go in your supermarket, and they always have these little magazines, and nobody ever takes them. But I noticed that I found a couple of really good, yummy veggies. And here's another one. Just these veggie recipes. Like this one here, they're grilled veggies. And let me see what's in there. They've got asparagus. That's another superfood. They have onions. Those are onions there. Let's see, they put zucchini and yellow squash, onion, red bell pepper, yellow bell pepper, and 8 asparagus stalks, and put sea salt, black pepper, and then vinaigrette, lemon vinaigrette on there. So boom. Mm-hmm. So that's easy. And that's something you can just do, throw that in the oven, and it's done in probably under 10 minutes.
Yeah, Gloria Bowman.
Yes.
Hi, Gloria.
Hey, I think they got your number.
Gloria.
I think they got your alias.
Gloria.
Okay. Anyway, so we get. Yes. Oh, this is a good one too. Ever roast broccoli or cauliflower in the oven? Yes. Oh, with tamari. Now, see, I never have tried that. And parm and garlic powder. Very good. Yeah, see? I like it. And you've eaten baked pears, Joyce said, with meringue. Oh, that's fancy. Yes. That sounds good. Okay. Hot dogs and onions. We'll finish them off by simmering them in the thick chipotle pepper sauce. Wow, that's really fancy.
For hot dogs, yeah.
Yes, and shredded
Ooh,
Munster cheese. What? That is
wow.
crazy, but good. That sounds really good.
Wow, that's really
Yeah, I mean that kicks it up a notch.
yeah, no kidding.
That's hilarious. Oh, there's Miss T with the tea. Hey, girl, how's it going? What's cooking? We're not cooking today. We're talking about food. Yeah, today was we were late, and so we're just sort of trying to. Oh, there's the Tamika. Good to see. Yeah, we're trying to get everybody still thinking about better choices that you can make during this holiday season and then going forward. So like I said, getting back to those superfoods, any of those foods that have those pretty colors, blueberries, any of the greens, kale, cauliflower. Well, actually, cauliflower you can fit in there. Collard greens, uh, dandelion greens, mustard greens, all those greens.
Hmm.
And then any of the fancier lettuces, like you want to skip the iceberg because there's no nutrition in it. And if you go and look, the nutrition is like zero. It's like
Mm.
basically drinking a glass of water. Yeah. So, there's things like that. So we're just trying to, continue the positive gains
Yeah.
that a lot of people have done really, really well. Yeah. So everybody's saying hi.
The big thing, don't wait for the New Year's to make all these changes and
Yes.
resolutions. And also, you definitely don't want to wait till you're in a hospital or at your doctor's office saying enforces these changes on you.
Yes.
That's the even suckier part.
Yeah, that's
Because
horrible.
I've known a lot of people who are just miserable because they have to make these changes rapidly.
Mm-hmm.
Do it slowly. Do it
Yep.
to where you can manage it. Because, like I said,
Yep.
it's worse when it's forced upon you.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, and we're just trying to stave off the type 2 diabetes, like
Yep.
because it seems like it's an epidemic. Like so many people have it. It's crazy. So really, the key is, what we're trying to do is just stay out of that fast food. See, for us, it was real easy. Once we cut that fast food, it seemed to help like right away. And when we started eating healthy, like how you lost a bunch of you, how much weight did you lose?
I lost like 18
You
pounds.
lost like 18 pounds without really, working it too hard. So,
That was just changing dietary habits.
hmm
I work out a little bit,
yeah.
but it's not yeah,
Not in the
it's
gym
no,
working, killing
I'm
yourself.
not a gym person. I can
Yeah.
work out at home, do certain things, but
Yeah.
I'm not a gym rat.
Yes.
Pro-
Oh, right. Yes. Yes, Miss T. So this is the thing. So I would say if you can go past those arches, if you can go past the
drive past
drive
McDonald's.
past the arc, stay out of there because well the thing is you can make your own burger. It really if you're I'm just saying if you're gonna eat a burger. And even chicken nuggets, chicken nuggets are really pretty simple to make, especially if you have a like a lot of people they love those chicken nuggets. They're pretty easy to make, and actually, I just got this new air fryer, and the fries were easy. I mean, like I was shocked that they actually came out crispy, and I didn't have to fight with them. Usually, like in the old days, if I had to get a deep fryer or something like, or try to even fry them on the stove, like they were horrible because I could never get the temperature right, to get the crispy. And but the air fryer just got them. I just sort of drizzled a little bit of oil on them. I just made the potatoes like a wedge, not a wedge, but sort of a
Hmm.
wedge. And,
Yeah.
but I tried to make it not thin but not thick, just sort of in the middle. Cut them like that, salt and pepper, a little bit of olive oil, tossed it, threw it in the air fryer, and I think it took under 6 minutes. So I mean, if you can do that at your house, you can do
Yeah.
it. You know what I mean? All right?
So Miss T, thinking about it, if fast food is your weakness,
Yeah.
think about doing it at home because too many times,
Yep.
we just got by a pandemic and there were people coughing, hacking, and
Oh my
sneezing
goodness.
long before this happened.
Yes.
Think about the safety and the health issues now. That's why we choose to do everything at home as
Yes.
much as possible. There are
Yep.
times we still got to go out and get something to eat because we can't get back home in a decent time to. But
Yep.
if you can avoid it and try to do everything at home, because like I
Hmm.
said, health risks are a lot higher now.
Yes. And the thing is now fast food is not cheap. In
No,
my opinion. It's very
no, not at
expensive.
all.
Right. Now the thing that I have an issue is I have a Wawa addiction.
Yeah, that's the new crack.
I know it's the new crack. They do hoagies. And I like to have a hoagie every now and again, and it's so good.
So the one thing about a Wawa or
Yep.
any of these,
Yep.
if they're moving and they're always busy, at least more or less you're gonna know it's fresh.
Yeah.
If it's not busy, that means you're getting wet meat that's been hanging around for a while. So just think about it. If
Wet
it's
meat.
busy, you know, or the worst that's gonna happen is you're gonna get someone else's order, and that's a little
Yeah.
that's annoying, but at least you know you got fresh food, more or
Yeah.
less.
Yeah. So we have Philadelphia, if I haven't said it like 1,000 times,
Mm-hmm.
has like one of the best food situations. I've been in many of the big cities in the country, and Philadelphia has a crazy like all the food is good. Like I have yet to find nasty food in Philadelphia.
Mm.
And I'm talking about in the hood,
Yeah,
downtown. Like
yeah.
the hole in the wall pizza places are so good. Like everything's really good. And and hoagies and cheesesteaks and things like that are really big around here. So I have to really like run past those places because and it's the rolls. Like I like French bread or Italian bread, and I have a problem.
And it's the same thing with the
Yeah.
places like Dunkin' Donuts.
Oh.
If you don't think that they could bake them right there, they're
Oh.
they're
That's
probably been sitting outside or
oh my
sitting
god.
somewhere.
Yes. That's a whole nother
That's a
story.
whole nother story. But you
Yes.
know, any place that does their own bread, that's a big
That's
plus.
a plus. Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, but this is romaine lettuce is the best because there's a lot more nutrition. That's right. I want to make sure I say that. You know, fast food. Let me see. Um, what else was I going to say? Something about the food. Uh, oh yeah, the potatoes. Yes. So yeah, I just cut them kind of small. Like I would say maybe this long, whatever this is, from here to here, about this long and about this thick, and just cut them. You know, I peeled them and cut them, and then I just sort of tossed them in a little bit of olive oil and then salted them right at the very end. And it took like under 6 minutes. You have to keep an eye because it's funny, like our air fryer, it seems like it moves in the last 2 minutes. Like you
Mm-hmm.
gotta watch those last 2 minutes. It does
Mm-hmm.
really, it
Yep.
goes in there. So it's crazy. But yeah, I mean and it does pretty decent in the air fryer. I was surprised that it actually got crispy. Because usually French fries at home are kind of not so good.
Mm,
At least I've never been able to make them
McDonald's
well.
French fries was my crack.
Yes, yeah,
I could have gone without the meals, but French fries
yeah,
that was my weakness.
yes, yeah. So it's crazy, but the biggest thing is I'm trying to think what else. Yeah, get an air fryer. I mean, I think it's interesting. So the air fryer that we have bakes, air fries, does convection, and it does dehydration. So we can actually make jerky. I didn't know that.
Oh,
We
cool.
can make jerky in there. Yeah, which is good. The convection oven is just faster.
Mm-hmm.
It sort of speeds up the process, and sort of air frying is kind of convection
Mm-hmm.
also. We actually had a convection stove in our last house. It was okay. It wasn't perfect. I forget what brand it was, but convection is good because it's sort of like microwaving. It's microwaving, but not microwaving. It sort of speeds up the cooking process. So it's a little bit faster than like a regular conventional oven, but convection. And that's what a lot of restaurants do is they do convection, and that's how they cook your food so fast. Yeah. And let's see, Psalm 146 says, "Oh, you like your air fryer? I just wish it was easier to clean." Yes, with the part where the fans are. Yeah. So the one that we had, I call it the air fryer. We got rid of the egg because the little latch on the little shelf that you pull out broke. It broke like pretty early in the whole thing, and so I always had to be real creative in taking it out. Then finally, I said we should. It's probably like a hazard.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Um,
So, but air fryer is not bad, and the one that we have is a little bit big. It's kind of high, like it's probably 2 feet high, 2 feet wide. It's a
oh,
square.
if we ever tried
Mm.
dehydrating strawberries, we have not.
I have not. That's a good idea. See, that's what we need to do for next year, because when they have those strawberries, they're real cheap, And then you
Oh
go,
yeah.
and then you go, oh darn, they're gonna go bad. And then you go, do you want to put them in the freezer? I don't know. People
That's
do
We
that.
haven't
Like,
figured that part
haven't
out
figured that out. So maybe anybody who can
because we
share.
get fresh strawberries every summer, and sometimes we'll put them like with cereal. We'll get
Hmm.
some bananas and make like a
Yeah,
some type of
whatever. We'll just eat
a
them,
fruit parfait of some kind,
or
and
or a smoothie
or
or something.
smoothies. Yeah,
Yeah,
I love my smoothies,
yeah.
but a day or two later, you already got one going bad, and then it's like
Got to eat them.
it's that vicious cycle.
Yeah. Oh, we'll have to try that though. That's
Yeah.
good. I like it. Yeah. Well, I'll definitely try
So we
that.
should try the banana chips.
Yes, I want.
Lasagna.
We like banana. Oh, we love
That is
plantain
that
chips.
plantain chips.
Uh,
That's another crack
yes.
item for us.
Yeah.
That should be our list. So, what is your
I'm gonna
what
write
is
this down.
what is your crack
Dehydrated.
of choice? And not
Dehydrated.
literally crack, but
Yeah.
what is your weakness?
Yeah.
So we already know Miss T's is fast food because of the convenience, but everybody has
Yes.
whether it's a milkshake or whether it's pizza,
Yeah.
things we probably want to change,
Mm-hmm.
and let that be your treat. Like, if you achieve certain things with your health,
Mm-hmm.
treat yourself to a
Yes.
slice. You got some people who take it over step over that line and get a whole pie for themselves. I used to be that guy too. I would buy a pie for myself. But,
Mm-hmm. Okay. Now let's see. There's a question. Let's see. What did I miss here? Yeah, that sounds good. Okay, so VJ wants to know at what temperature for how long for the strawberries, I think.
Oh yeah, that's a good thing.
That is a good question.
Yeah.
Very good question, VJ.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm gonna write this down. I'm writing it down.
Because we have a dehydrator, but
Yeah, and it's part of our. So originally, I bought a convection oven. It was a little, I call it, easy bake oven. It was small,
yeah,
and you really couldn't fit more than like one item, like a chicken leg or two in there.
yeah.
It was so small, and I should have gotten a bigger one. Well, they didn't have them at the time.
We primarily use that thing for the hash browns,
Mhm.
and well, ours we have that one that's a combination hot dog roller.
Yeah,
Because that's another thing. It's another that's really easy and convenient to do at home.
yeah, on live. Okay,
Is
Yep.
hot dogs.
Yep.
Because I don't know. I was at that age where when you had to get a hot dog, it went into a pot of water and get cooked.
Mhm.
Pre microwave.
Yep. That's funny. Oh, anyway. Oh, sorry. Okay,
Yep.
but anyway, yeah. So I ended up buying this toaster oven. It was a toaster oven that had a hot dog roller on the top of it.
Yep.
But it didn't do convection. But anyway, it turned out this thing that we got from Ollie's does convection. It doesn't have the hot dog roller,
No.
which is really good. Like our kids, we'd have kids over and they would love that.
Yeah.
You'd throw it on there and it was like being in 7-Eleven.
That was a novel. That was a novelty.
It was like a
item,
novelty
literally,
item.
Yeah, literally a novelty item.
Yes. Let's see. But anyway, people really enjoyed that. Oh, hash browns in a dehydrator and shred them and dehydrate. Oh, interesting. Yes, these are all these things I don't think of. Okay, and then Song was saying I did it at 140, but the timing depends on how thick or thin the slice is. Just got to keep checking. That's what I figured. Yeah, because like they said, the air fryer that we have now is fast.
Yeah,
like you really have to keep an eye on it. Yeah. So anyway, so there's that. So that's kind of what we've been working on. But anyway, I have a list of some of the and thank you so much. Oh my goodness. Jeez. He's missing the point here. But anyway, so these are some of the things that we've been thinking of to try to make a little bit better choices. And like one of the things that you can always do as well is to like I said, we made manicotti a couple of weeks ago, and if you have what is that? The ricotta cheese.
Yep.
You can substitute with cottage cheese, which is a lot cheaper. So there's some substitutions that you can make, and if you Google, a lot of these things, there are substitutions that you can make for some of the more expensive items if it gets expensive. Depending on the price of whatever it is in the store. And so that's some of the things that we've been trying to do, substitute here and there and things like that. Oh, okay. It's called, it's Oster, Oster. Yeah. Let's see. So I got that one. Oh, Instant Vortex. Now, who makes that one, Nana Michelle? Yeah. Oh, and there's Hola Joe. That's food shopping. For Christmas dinner. Okay. You got to tell us what you're having. And when we'll be over in about 5 hours. Yeah, that's cool. Good to see you. Yeah, thanks for coming by. Oh, there's Ashley. Yeah, sorry, Ashley. Anyway, but anyway, that's what we got. That's what we're doing. Oh, the same company that makes the Instapot.
Oh.
Now, see, I cannot figure out that Instapot. Like, I need a tutorial on that because even though I tried the tutorials online, did not do well. So yeah, that's cool. But anyway, we're not having a Christmas dinner, by the way.
Nope.
We are so bad. Like, I have no plans. Although I have a refrigerator full of chicken.
Mm-hmm.
I really wouldn't mind having a standing rib roast. The
Ooh.
problem is I just want a piece. Like, you just have a little corner.
Might have to pick that up tomorrow.
Yeah, I may have to do that. We'll see. Oh, don't forget the thumbs. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, so that's where we are. So the Instapot. Let's see. So yeah. Oh, kind of different. Right. Yeah. We didn't do well. And I gave my kids my Instapot and they were like, this thing's terrible. We can't do it. So they don't use it.
Yeah.
It's kind of sad. But the one that we have, like I said, it's multifunction. So we like that. Yeah, rib roast. I know.
Mm-hmm.
I've been having like a kind of a craving for that.
Mm-hmm.
And he likes ham. I'm like, I can skip the ham, but
I,
it's okay.
meat is good.
Just meat.
Just meat.
But we went to Fogo de Chao. I have to tell everybody we didn't get a chance to talk about it.
Yeah.
But we went there for our anniversary a couple weeks ago. And if any of you guys, if you've been there, or if you don't know what that is, it's a Brazilian steakhouse. And they have other things other than steak. Oh no, that one's Hope. I have to call her back. But anyway, yeah, it's really, really crazy. But what they do is they bring meat to you to your table as long as you tell them that you want the meat.
Mm-hmm. They have like a little red. It looks like a coaster. It's red on one side, green on the other. As long as it stays up on the green side, they're just going to keep bringing you meat.
Yep.
Chicken, steak.
Yes.
Rib, pork, it's a whole slew of meat. So
yeah,
it's.
Oh, okay. He's a meat man too. Okay, that's pretty cool. You got a ham too. That's funny. Oh, refried beans. That makes sense. Okay, I see. Yeah, I've heard that those are good. Yeah, see, beans do take a while to cook. So I understand why that would be. Yeah, so Fogo de Chao is pretty expensive. But what we did was, this is the first time, like we've been there a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
Someone paid the first time, and then the other time, I forget what was happening. But
we took Cheyenne for.
It was right. We took our daughter for her birthday, and my other daughter was sick, so Willie had to pay for 3, which was not bad. But this time we did 4, and we basically paid the same thing as we paid when we did 3. I don't know how that happened. But I know why.
We paid more the second time around because she ordered all this stuff and
random.
Certain things are just not good. You gotta stick to what they're good at.
Yeah.
So it was the meats. They had these shrimps that were super salty.
Yeah, they were salty.
Super salty, and we had she had some alcohol and whatever. It's just
it is what it is.
that birthday time when,
that was bad. Yeah,
and you get to drink with your parents and you're of age, and it's weird, but
yeah,
it's kind of like we all remember that first time having a beer with your dad or your mom.
Yeah, that was weird. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, and then how do you pronounce that? Tucanos. Is that what it is? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, and you said it cost an arm and a leg. But the funny thing was, I ate very strategically when I went there.
Mm-hmm.
So I tried everything.
Yeah.
I did about 6 rounds. I ate none of the carby stuff that they had. I just ate the meat, and I stayed full the whole day. Like I was full for hours. Like it was amazing.
It was lunch, and I don't think we ate anything else for the rest of that day.
Yeah.
It was just like that meat high.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think after I had the last piece, I was kind of like this.
Yeah, our youngest daughter, she was like glazed over from and she's like me. She's a carnivore, and she was just like, whoa.
She's just like, this is the most meat I've ever consumed.
Yeah.
Yes, but it was good. Oh, so you soak the beans in water. Yes, okay. And a bit of baking soda. Rinse and put it in Instapot with water or broth. And they cook really quick. Oh, yeah. So Instapot's sort of like a pressure cooker. It has a pressure cookery situation. Yeah. Maybe that's why I have trouble using it. Yeah, I think that's what it is. Because usually that's what a lot of people do. They put the beans in the pressure cooker, which I don't know if anybody uses one of those. But that's a quick way to speed up the process. But there's definitely a learning curve in doing the pressure cooking. Excuse me, things like that. But that's good. But yeah, if you can get to Fogo de Chao, it was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
And we did, yeah, like I said, we did lunch, and we ate at like 1 o'clock, which is about the right time, and it was good. And like I said, we didn't snack or anything for the rest of the day, which for me that's amazing if I can do that. Yeah, it's a pressure cooker on steroid. Yep,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's what I thought. Yep, yep, yep. It's good stuff. So I'm trying to think. Was there one other thing? So, oh, let's see. This week, let me see. I saved. These. This has been like a weird. Um, it's been a weird week for recalls, and there's so many recalls this week, and this is what I wanted to see if I can find. I found something, and this isn't really food, but I did find that there was a recall on eye drops that were basically CVS, Walmart, like all the places where people buy their stuff. And I got to see if I can find this now. I had to close the window. I had so many windows open earlier. But let me see if I can find it here. Yeah. So anyway, but like I said, it's just been very, very interesting, like the recalls. Let me see, banned in Europe. There's too many. I have too many windows here. Oh, but let me show you this one too, and I'll get back to the recalls. But I found this article. I'm going to share this one real quick, and this article talked about some of the products that are banned in Europe but available in the United States. And I'm going to share this one for you. And hopefully this will work. Yeah, pressure cooker on steroids. Oh, that's right. Oh, his birthday bash is starting.
Is that?
Mr. B. Oh, thank you
Oh.
for sharing. Yeah.
Mm.
I forgot that he's coming on. But I'm going to be wrapping it up in just a second. Here's the banned ingredients. Here we go. Yes. Share. And these are some of the things that let's see if I can make this bigger. All right, here we go. I talked about this a while back, and I'm going to try to see if I can make this a little bit bigger. But anyway, this is potassium bromate, and you'll see this in some food items. Brominated vegetable oil, Olestra. I don't know if you guys remember Olestra. In titanium dioxide. Titanium dioxide, they put that in a lot of makeup products. And the brominated vegetable oil, they put it in fruit flavored drinks like Gatorade. What's that stuff we were just talking about? Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew. Yeah, yeah. And some of these things. But anyway, I'm going to put a link to this. That there's some of these. They're starting to take some of these out in some of the in the products that they were in the US, like Gatorade. And then the other one is this propylparaben, which is another one. So these are, and then this artificial colors, yellow 5 and 6, and red number 40. And I'll leave a link in this description. But these are just some of the things that you want to make sure that you try to read the labels and see. A lot of this stuff, like the titanium dioxide, is in like a lot of candies.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also they use it in some of the white paint that people use. Titanium, was that titanium white?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's just a lot of weird stuff with food. And let me see if I can find my recall list. And I'll change over here. Let me stop sharing. Okay, stop sharing that one. And let me see if I can find my recall list. And I just want to I just started like about 6 months ago, just going through my recalls, because there's just been so many random. Oh, here we go. I think it's this one here. I think this is the one. Let's see. Oh yeah. Yeah, some of this is medication. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, and cat food. Oh yeah, okay. So anyway, let me share this one. And I have this on the screen. It should be in the description also. This will be the last thing I want to share. But I always try to take a little bit of time to look at some of this stuff and just sort of keep a track on the food because there's so many things. So let's see. Okay.
Burnt caramel candy.
Yes. I don't know what
What?
that is. Yeah.
What in
So here's topical anesthetic spray Americane. This was just done 12/22. This this is a presence of benzene. All right. Manufactured by Insight Pharmaceuticals. Let me just see if I can. Oh, I have to add this in. I forgot to add it into the put it in the screen here. All right, I'm going to try to make it big here. These are medications as well as some of this is like pet food also. But this is bleomycin. This is just for today, right? Today's the 22nd. Yep. No brands. Bleomycin for injection. It's a single dose flip top vial. It's got presence of glass. Manufactured by Hospira. There's some Astor Chocolate Corporation burnt caramel candy bars. Just recalled yesterday. There's coconut in there when I guess if people have allergies to that. Here's some masks. Magnetic interference for certain implants in medical devices. Wow. And then here's this Blue Ridge beef kitten grind, kitten mix, and puppy mix. Potential contamination of salmonella and listeria. So yeah, there's all kinds of stuff. And then here's some salads. This is from 2 days ago. It's called multiple brands. It's called Deli Salads, contaminated with listeria. So, and it's Herald Salads Inc. So anyway, go to the go to the FDA safety recalls and alerts, and just keep an eye out for certain foods. And like a couple of weeks ago, we found some cantaloupe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like a big one. Some other stuff. But it can just go on and on. There's just so much going on with the food. So you just have to be careful.
Yep.
And just keep track of those items that you buy in the store and just make sure. Yes. Oh no, you're fine. You're fine. No, it's just that I am an hour and a half in. That's usually about where we wrap it up.
Yeah.
But anyway, we just want to say to everybody, just take care of yourself, buy fresh, buy local, cook clean, and better yet, grow your own when you can.
If you can.
If you can. Now, this is not grow season for us.
No.
I look at all those people in the warm states and I just go, oh man,
Growing everything
you're
all year
so
long.
lucky. Because it was 34 degrees today.
Mhm.
It's kind of chilly. So things would be frozen.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's like a lot of things like that. No, but you're fine. You're fine. But yeah, I just wanted to make sure. So, and like I said, I have all these links in the description, and I've been binging a lot of documentaries on food, and I'm going to just keep adding to them as I go along. And so you're going to see. But if you look in the description, I've got 2 there right now. I'm not done with the first one, but there's a guy on YouTube that's called The Diary of a CEO, and he's been getting a lot of these really good food people to talk about the effects. So a lot of physicians and things like that. And and they all seem to, it's funny, I sort of found myself being more of a food advocate just by accident. It's just sort of by accident, and not really by design, but then I became very, very passionate about it. And they've got so many people in interviews that they've talked to that have talked about like the different things in food. So just trying to find the best food, trying to avoid the GMO, trying to avoid the high fructose corn syrup, you know. And the one thing that I saw the other day, and I just cannot remember the name of the channel, is they interviewed this physician, I think from Japan, and he was saying one of the best things that you can do for yourself is to get rid of soda, like or soda pop or pop, whatever you want to call it. He was just saying like there's no logical reason that you need it. And even he even talked a little bit about diet soda. Like he said, it's even worse. Like he really felt like it, even that doesn't really help you. But he's just saying like stick to water, stick to water if you can. And that's really the bottom line. And so, and then one last shameless plug on my channels. I did a little short talking about bottled water. Like I detest bottled water because of all the bottles. And it just, and plus I don't think it tastes good. And so, yeah. Yep. Oh, okay. Let's see. I watched a couple of those documentaries. Let's see. Hold on. Okay, let me go back. So yeah. Okay. So you're saying I would love to have a year-round greenhouse. Yeah, same here. Yes, yes. And I watched a couple of those documentaries we talked about a couple weeks ago and found out GMO'd my kids soy forming. Yes. Yep. It's in everything. Oh, and your daughter's okay, high functioning autistic. Interesting. Yeah, the GMO is crazy. It's really sneaking in there. Uh-oh, look at that. Drew's calling you out.
Hey, Drew, how's it going?
Hey. But that's really the bottom line, so it's really, food has become very, very complicated. It shouldn't be,
Yeah.
but yet it is, And I'm just saying, like, information is power. And if you can hopefully, oh, you had another ad. Oh boy. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
I've been getting a steady stream of ads.
It's
for some
supposed to be
reason.
like 15 minutes.
No, they're just
They
like,
lied. Okay, so YouTube is, their pants are on fire.
They're just like bombarding like ads every.
Okay.
Oh, jeez.
Okay. Yeah. See, and I'm trying to watch both sides. I got a couple tabs open here. But anyway, yeah, this one's slow. Come on, man. I'm very behind on this one. But anyway, so that's kind of where we are. So hopefully that made sense to everybody. Oh, Drew, since you're here, yeah, since you graduated, well, you graduated before you met us.
Yeah.
But Drew had a 100-pound weight loss, and if you could just tell the wonderful people once again, like what you did, if you don't mind, are you able to type? But we had a good week. Yeah, it was a pretty good week. Yep. But anyway, but we're just happy when people have positive outcomes, and I'm hoping that people will continue to have positive outcomes. Like I said, the next thing for us is we do have to sort of pump up the exercise.
Yeah.
For sure. Although we're eating a little better. Yep.
Yeah. And again, don't wait till the doctor tells you to.
Yeah. Yep. So that's where we are. But yeah, Drizzle had a pretty good weight loss thing, so that's awesome. I was talking about you and Samoan Watchman and F.R. Humphrey, and I know there's one more. Oh, gee. Well, anyway. Oh, John Mosman's wife. That's right. Yeah. So, yeah, so he's typing. So, yeah, so we got to, these people have actually made it happen. So that is, if nothing else, that gives some inspiration for everybody out there that we can all do it. And that's really what I'm trying to say with the live streaming, is that you can really, make better choices. And it really doesn't take that long to cook and eat right. You just have to have, it definitely involves a little bit of planning. And, once you get into that groove, you find that you just want to keep going. Like at least for me, that's the way it worked out for me. Yep. So yeah, Drizzle's doing great.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So anyway, so that's that. But we've really, it's been a long journey. Because I used to have to beg, Mr. I bring it to to eat better. It's hard. It's really hard, and definitely like my daughter being somewhat of a foodie, it sort of helped too, because she was like, "What's this crap?" She didn't say that, but then basically someday she'd be like, "Oh man, what is this?" I'm like, "I tried," but I mean, not everything, and like I said, the whole thing is you have to be brave enough to. Here we go. So here's Drew's formula. So he started trying keto, 20 grams of carbohydrates a day. I'm too much of a junk food junkie, so I tried. Oh, okay, Atkins 50. I know 50's hard. Yeah. That was still unrealistic, so I modified Atkins 80 to 120. Okay. And that seems to work for him. And plus he's pretty active. Yeah.
Trained for American Ninja Warrior.
Yeah, he
like a
did.
maniac.
Yeah, isn't that
Wow,
crazy? Yeah, he did that.
that's impressive.
That's impressive. Yeah, but Drew's, he's into a lot of stuff, so that's pretty cool.
Skateboarding, guitar,
Hmm.
karaoke,
Yep,
the whole shebang bang.
the whole shebang bang. So that's awesome. Yeah, so that's pretty cool, Drew. So thanks for sharing that. Yeah, I'm glad you put that in there. So anyway, so that's really, I think for me, I think I need to get somewhere in there too, that 80 to 120 uh grams of carbs. Yeah, that's hard. But I can't believe you did the American Ninja.
Yeah, that's impressive.
Wow.
My hat to you, sir.
Yes. Now did that show get canceled? Is that what
I
happened?
think it's
I
still
think
going.
is it still
I
going?
think it's still going.
Wow. That's crazy. That's awesome. But anyway, so once again, we just want to say thank you so much to everybody who participates. We really appreciate you guys, like humoring me. It's because it's awesome. And then the other thing is, like I said, you have a couple of days left, to hit the store. Just try to make better choices, and we're trying to avoid the cookies. And so far, we've done that.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna try to avoid the Christmas cookies. I used to be a real huge baker,
Yeah.
and you know, those things are so good. They really are. When you make, like, once again, if you make it from scratch, it really does make a big difference. And so we're always saying, like, try to make everything that you can from scratch, and then you can always cheat with the frozen stuff. And frozen food is pretty good because they do freeze it right away. So anyway, okay. Oh wow. So he said the first 3 days I fasted 18 hours a day, reached
Wow.
ketosis, then convinced my brain noodles were worms, rice were maggots, and yeast would make me explode. Yeah, that's true. You have to say yuck rice, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because we used to eat a lot of rice and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Oh, like Faruka in Willy Wonka. Nice.
Good reference.
That is a good
It's
reference.
a good reference. Yeah.
The Blueberry Girl. Is that? Yeah, the Blueberry.
Yeah.
Yeah, Blueberry Girl. Yep. So that's good. But anyway, yeah, thanks for coming, Ola Joe, and we're gonna wrap it up. But listen,
Yep.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Celebrate. Spend that time with your family
Yep.
and relax. Have fun.
Yep. Don't overthink it. You know.
Yeah, and don't get pulled in by the capitalists.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Oh wait, that was Violet. Yeah, Violet turned into a thing. Yep. Okay, or wait, Violet turned Violet. That's right.
Violet turned violet.
Yeah, it was
Someone do it.
Faruka Salt was the other one. Was she the I want it now? She was the I want it now girl,
Yeah.
which I enjoy that. But anyway, let's see. So what did Psalm say? I found a way to get my sweet fix without sugar and baking. I started replacing it with agave nectar, and it works great.
No.
Yeah. Now agave is interesting. Oh yeah, thank you so much. But I think you
Yeah.
want it now. That's it.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah, they say, although you have to double check. I don't know, like what the glycemic index of agave is, because I've heard some people say it's good, and then I've heard other people say, yeah, maybe not. I don't know, but that's do some research on that. But yeah, Merry Christmas
Yep.
and Happy New Year, everyone. Enjoy as much as you can. Yeah, and really enjoy the family, enjoy those kids, and take care of your temple because you only
Yep.
get one.
Yep. And if you feel like you need a chemistry degree to read these labels, you probably shouldn't buy it or put
Yep.
it in your body.
There you go, and that's gonna be the final word, Mister. I bring it. And see, Drizzle's using cane sugar. Okay. And eggs and yogurt to avoid the carbs. Okay.
Okay.
Nice. Yeah. Merry Christmas, everybody. Merry Christmas. Yeah. Happy New Year. And we'll be back, hopefully. And
Yep.
we'll see you soon.
Yep. With new menus,
New ideas.
yeah. New year, new everything.
New year, we got a new attitude.
Yep. Hopefully we'll have some exercise tips.
Yeah. Okay.
I will at least.
Yeah, I have to. I know. I'm going to do the same. Yes, it's so bad. But anyway, well, thank you guys so much.
Yep.
Latre, homies.
Trey Holmes.
He is so funny. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Wait a minute. So I'm trying to think anything else. But anyway, thank you so much to the members. Thank you so much for the subscribers and the people that drop in and say hey.
Mm-hmm.
We really appreciate you all, supporting us, because
Yeah.
it's a really weird. Like I think what we're doing is not like what most people are doing.
Yeah.
I think most people are like, let's eat as much junk as possible. And it's
Yeah.
very tragic.
Yeah.
And I feel so bad. But anyway, but I'm just hoping, that we can inspire you just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. But anyway, but thank you so much. But thanks for watching.
Yep.
And we'll see you soon. Oh, we got one more comment. Let me see. Let's see. Oh, Merry Christmas, everyone. Thank you so much. All right. Well, anyway, have a good one. We'll see you in the 2024.
Enjoy. Have a good one.
Bye.